Some people have lost their house because they could not pay the taxes. It's true. It's true. So all that money you're investing in buying a house.
Why are vulnerable countries still so debt-stricken? Why is there still corruption? What is your response to that?
You really want me to answer you?
I do.
Okay.
For $500,000.
Oh, well, then we'll finance you.
I'm trying to ask.
Hey. Be nice.
No.
What's going on?
I'm trying to ask.
Yeah.
How are you getting in here?
Yeah, but
An American lady is saying that if you live in America and you think within a twinkle, within a short possible time, you can enrich yourself, then rethink again, because people who fantasize about coming to America, they don't know what it entails. They don't own anything, like nothing. Even if you buy a house, you still don't own it. And also I have other videos of Americans sharing how systematically the whites have been controlling blacks and Africans. Don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe. Let's go into the video, watch, come back and talk.
So I was talking to my friend, right? Because he's trying to come to America from a different country. It's not an African country. But anyways, he was like, oh, when I come, I want to do real estate and I want to get property and I want to buy a house for myself. I'm like, yeah, he's like, so what do you have to do about the loan situation? I said, like, if you got the money, you can actually buy off the house. If you don't have the money, you can't. If you have good, you got to work, have good credit, or sometimes if you don't have no good credit, make sure your job is adding up, like you're making good money, for the bank to be able to give you the loan. So he's like, yeah, so if I buy the house completely, it's going to be mine now. Now I don't got to worry about anything. I'm like, no, sweetie, that's not how it works in America. Nobody owns any land in this country, whether you pay for the house fully, whether you pay for the house, you still have mortgage. The land belongs to the government. The land belongs to the government. I hope you guys know this thing. America set up their platform in a way where you're going to be in debt no matter what. That's how they built this country. This country is built upon fraud and different things. So that's how they built this country. Whether you pay for the house fully, you're going to pay taxes on that land. And whatever city or state you're living in, the tax can be higher or a little bit lower, but it's still hundreds of dollars you're paying. We're not talking about $100, and this is a yearly tax, so it's not like every month and stuff like that. This is yearly. Some people have lost their house because they could not pay the taxes. It's true. It's true. So all that money you're investing in buying a house, $300,000 house, $400,000 house, the bank give you the loan and stuff like that, you can lose that house just by not paying the taxes on that land. Like when I think about that, it's like, wow. So now I understand why people actually come in this country, work hard and leave. Just think about it. Like, you're going to be paying for a property taxes, right? You're going to be paying for a land that you already paid for, that the house, you already bought the house from the bank. You bought the house already, but now you still, it's just the thing makes me mad. And I be thinking about it. I be like, why is it like this in this country? Like, I feel like it's to enslave people. Whatever way you see it, it's to enslave people. Why is it that, look, my friend was also telling me about the Philippines. In the Philippines, his place that he got, $300 he pays a month. It has everything in it. Everything. You're eating fresh fruits and veggies, good, healthy food. And he's like, people work $10 over there for 8 hours and make $10. Some people do. And I'm like, but we are here working 8 hours and we're making triple and double than $10. But you can't see the money because half of the money is going in bills. It's mostly going into rent and the mortgage. We shouldn't have to live like that in this country, man. Like, we shouldn't have to live like that. This is really, honestly, living in this country is actually for the rich and the richer and the richest and the rich. You gotta be rich to actually live the lifestyle that you want to, because if you're in a minimum wage, if you make minimum wage in this country, you still have to work. And you're not going to have enough to live the lifestyle. I mean, some people live a good lifestyle. Their bills are paid and everything, but they're not going anywhere. They can't travel places. They cannot afford to travel anywhere. And then the worst thing possible, that is all these things you have to renew. You have to renew so many things every year. You're renewing this, you're renewing that. Like, it's just all this money, but it just don't make sense. Like, right now, I don't blame people for coming here and working. And then the government wants to say, oh, you guys need to come here and build here in this. How can you build in this country? Like, how can you build? Like, no, listen. You know, the people I would never envy? I don't envy anybody that was not born in this country, because you have another life that you can live in a different country. Because, like, this is not life, y'all. This is not life. Like, I'm not trying to be funny, but this is not life. This is struggle. This is enslavement. This is enslavement, whether you like it or not. How can you be working 30, 40 hours? And then when it comes to the weekend, you are so happy. Oh, all my bills are paid. Is that why we're on this earth? Or, I mean, I don't want to say this earth. Is that why we're in America? Just to sit here and pay bills? Or are we only in this country to sit here and pay bills? I really want to know. Because people be like, oh, maybe you need to get a different career. Yeah, go. You see, the thing you don't know about America, this is how it works, okay? This is how the system works. I know about the system because I've lived here all my life. The more money you make in this country, the more taxes you would pay, the more things you would pay. So at the end of the day, it's not about how much money you make. This is why, if you understand the system in this country, you not going to live the best life, but a lot of things you will avoid. You know, a lot of things you avoid. I can't say that on here. I can't give you codes, okay? I'm not going to say that on here, but there's other way to this. You know, people do it every single day, but it just don't make sense where people are so excited. Like, oh, my bills are paid. Your bills are paid, but can you go out? Your bills are paid, but can you go out? You are working. You are dedicating 40 hours every week. Some people even do 100 hours a week, but they have nothing to show for it. At any given moment, you can drop and die. At any given moment, you can drop and die and you lose it all. And remember now, y'all, if you don't have anybody that you trust that have access to your bank account, that you put your stuff in their name or whatever like that, when you die, everything goes back to the government. So you literally building a government. No matter how you see it, you're building this country. There's tricks. They don't tell you guys these things. I think immigration need to start telling people maybe they won't come here. Or maybe when they do come here, they will know what they're actually here for and things they will do. But they will never tell you that. Never. But I'm here to tell you, y'all. Bye-bye.
What America needs right now is not more hopeful campaigns or all this bullshit politician shit. It needs honesty. It needs courage. It needs a new definition of success that includes human dignity. Because a country is not first world if its people are drowning quietly. It's just good at hiding the water. And I'm gonna say this right now. Our collective addiction to comfort and avoidance is what needs to be addressed. Not just the system's violence, but our participation in the silence that keeps it alive. We live glued to screens, arguing in circles, consuming bullshit like entertainment, consuming outrage like entertainment, mistaking awareness for action, and calling that being informed. We avoid hard conversations because they threaten our routines. They threaten our bubbles. They threaten our leashes of comfort. We avoid challenging ideas because that costs energy. We avoid responsibility because it's easier to blame something abstract than to admit we've been trained and programmed and brainwashed to tolerate what we should be refusing. Intentional ignorance is not neutral. It is cooperation. And the real shift does not start with tearing anything down. It starts when enough people stop numbing themselves, stop accepting that's just how it is, and decide that a life where survival eats up all your humanity is unacceptable. Systems do not collapse when people are angry. They collapse when people are awake, coordinated, aware, and no longer willing to trade their souls for convenience.
We forget that white people today have the option of tapping out, right? So you can sing Jabulani and you can dance, but then you can also remove yourself from the lived experiences of the culture that you're trying. I'm sorry, I'm speaking from the culture that you're trying to represent. That doesn't make you a bad person. It's just the truth of the situation. And I think in South Africa, this is really what the conversation needs to be about. We need to talk about, why did apartheid end? Why did colonialism end? It didn't end because people's perspectives and behavior changed. It ended because it was expensive. It ended because white people couldn't travel anymore. It ended because they couldn't go and play sport, because entertainment for white people was over. Therefore, they needed to bring equality. That's not, we need to be honest.
I read the news so that you don't have to. Have you heard about the foreign aid scam? So Western governments make this really big deal about their apparent benevolence when they're giving all of this aid to those poor little countries that can't look after themselves. Yeah. Anyway, how this works is I normally read a physical paper, and when I read the physical paper, I'm like, let me go and find the headline so I can put it in these stories. So when I was searching through for the digital headline, I came across this. EU foreign aid takes transactional turn with Africa minerals push. And I was like, oh, that's different, because when I read it in the newspaper, it said this: EU accused of putting its own interest first in development aid. And when I read that headline, I was shocked. Shocked! So now that they're finally saying the quiet part out loud, let's see what the story's about. First, I need to introduce you to the Lobito Corridor. It is a 1,300-kilometer railway that runs all the way from Zambia's copper belt to Angola's Atlantic port of Lobito. This railway was originally built by colonial powers to help the poor people of Africa. Ha! Psych. No, it was built to extract minerals for European markets. And now it's being revived to move millions of tons of copper by 2030 at the exact moment where copper is critical for European clean tech, EV, and energy transition goals. Such a coincidence. The project is being funded by European member states, the US, the African Development Bank, and private firms. The EU alone is giving 2 billion euros. And here's the thing. The EU has been very explicit about the fact that this aid is about securing critical minerals, energy security, geopolitical influence, and migration control. The EU's own commissioner said, yes, we are getting copper. And some of you may be thinking, well, what's the problem? They're getting a new railway. Does this infrastructure benefit the local community? No. The primary function of the railway is to transport copper, not to integrate local economies. And the local value added part, the refining, the processing, that's a possibility, not a guarantee in the future. Who are the winners? Is it the local people of Angola or Zambia or anywhere in the African nations? Don't be silly. It's the European firms. In fact, as part of the EU's Global Gateway strategy, this project is going to provide grants and loans and guarantees for European firms to help de-risk them. So just to be clear, this project, which mirrors colonial extraction routes, has decision-making that is donor-led, not community-led, and openly states that development outcomes for local people is vague and deferred or may not even be materializing. This is going under the banner of development aid. Colonialism never died, it just rebranded.
As a British man living in India, I've realised something very important. Britain has the memory of a goldfish with amnesia, in denial, doing ketamine. Some Brits genuinely say, there are too many Indians in Britain. Mate, Britain didn't just visit India. We didn't pop over for some tea. We stole the tea, the sugar, the land, the wealth, the future, and left behind trains, trauma, and a flag that nobody asked for. And now we're shocked that Indians show up? Of course they fucking do. If you spend 200 years looting someone's country, you basically send them a standing invitation. And then the national psychosis. Immigrants are draining our benefits. Benefits? Oh, darling, Britain complaining about benefits is like the Joker complaining it's too chaotic. Let's be honest, Britain's entire treasury was built by spending 200 years screaming, hand over the money or we'll give you a flag. Our ancestors didn't run an empire. They ran the world's biggest forced direct debit program with muskets. My taxpayer money, please. Your taxpayer money wouldn't even exist if your ancestors hadn't run India like a corporate Ponzi scheme with bayonets. We robbed entire kingdoms, triggered famines, extracted wealth, and then had the nerve to call ourselves civilized. Imagine committing atrocities and writing your own Yelp review. Then the racism kicks in. Vintage British. Dry, passive-aggressive. Like colonialism, but with worse dental care. If Indians did that and took back everything that we owe them, Britain would be reduced to a dreary weather report, a Greggs, and King Charles sitting in a folding chair wearing a crown made of tin foil, because the original is on a flight back to Delhi. The British Museum would be emptier than a Brexit promise. Tourists would wander in and see nothing but dust and regret. And let's be honest, Brits aren't scared immigrants will take anything. They're scared immigrants will do to Britain what Britain did to everyone else, but with more flavour and less genocide. So when some Brit, red in the face like he's allergic to reality, says, "These people are everywhere," just smile, full unhinged villain energy, and say, "Of course they're everywhere, mate. Think of it as reparations with legs."
Religion was a weapon being used to colonize. White is good, white is pure, black is bad. White magic is yay, black magic is bad. White religion is yay, black spirituality is nay. And even black spirituality is still a nay if you look at the global consciousness of spirituality. Because that is a very good dance with everything that is Africanist without taking the people of Africa in the center. It's in the language, specifically Dutch language. Oh, fuck. Blackmailing. We say zwart maken. It's making black. It's like in talking, making someone look bad. Black money is illegal money. That is a collective trauma. Because if I have to identify as a little kid as black, oh hell no. I'm not African. I'm a Creole, whatever that might mean. Self-hate, because everything that you see is bad. Every image that you see of yourself is bad. So there's also a difference between trauma and collective trauma.
I used to be late to school. My sister looks like Cindy Brady, okay? I'd go to school late and she'd go to school late, and the punishment for that was you have to sign up for detention. She used to be able to go straight to class, and I had to sign up for detention. So here come my mother again. I used to think she was crazy. Sat down with the principal, who was black. She said, "Okay, so what the is the problem here?" And he's going, what's going on, Miss Davidson? What's going on? She said, "Why does my daughter get to go to class and my son have to sign up for detention?" And he said, "But we didn't know that was your daughter, man." She said, "Why does that make any difference?" He said, we'll get that straight, but my mother does this, man. She said, "You're coming with me." Oh, man. Here come one of these speeches. She took me to the park. She sat me on a picnic bench, me and her. She would talk to me. She said, "I need you to know something about the world you live in. It's going to bother you, but it's a fact." She said, "Your sister can actually be late, but you can't. If you want to be successful in this world, you can't be late at all." And I hated that.
Right.
I wanted to cry, but she was right.
This is one of the most critical lessons that Black folks mostly never learned. I learned this early because my grandmother grew up picking cotton. She told me that you have to be at least 3 times better than the competition, which is to say white folks. Because if you have not outperformed them at 300%, then they will deny you the victory. It has to be so blatant that they feel ashamed of lying about it, or else they will lie. You see lies going on today. You saw an American citizen get gunned down, and the American government start lying about it. So I say that as a general message, but specifically to Black people, understand that in this world, the truth is you have to perform. You have to be on time. And while you do that, you also must fight to correct that which is wrong. But what you cannot do is you can't be late. You can't be incompetent and then think you're going to fight that which is wrong at the same time, because at that point, you are the problem. Peace to the saints. I invite you to join this movement, peacetothesaints.com.
What a lot of Western climate diplomats tell me is that leaders like yourself also carry a responsibility. Why are vulnerable countries still so debt-stricken? Why is there still corruption? What is your response to that?
You really want me to answer you?
I do.
Okay. Why is it that every time we talk about countries from the South, the first allegation is corruption? Last time I checked, in the USA and the UK and Europe, they're riddled with corruption, but nobody says that they're not capable of achieving their objectives because of corruption. Why is it that we're not talking about the fact that these countries became independent, having allowed those countries that colonized them to extract significant portions of their wealth, such that we had no proper housing, no proper education, no proper healthcare systems, no proper legal systems, no proper across the whole street, and certainly nothing to do with building social capital like community development and cultural enterprises. And what has happened is therefore that we have spent the time since independence trying to give our people what the global north has taken for granted and has supported by the extrication of centuries of wealth to give their people out of our blood, sweat and tears. Now, when our blood, sweat and tears finances the Industrial Revolution, and the Industrial Revolution then causes the climate crisis, and then I have to pay for the consequences of the climate crisis because of the Industrial Revolution financed by our blood, sweat and tears, then I think they have no moral authority to tell me anything about the financing of the climate or about why we don't have enough.
Is it anger over this that fuels your energy?
Anger? Absolutely not. Unfairness, lack of justice. They're not angry.
I was trying not to say this shit out loud, but fuck it, I'm tired of biting my tongue to make white people comfortable, right? Because the way that white America is waking up right now feels like a slap in the face to everybody who's been screaming into the void for years. I am past angry, I'm past disappointed. I'm at a place where your body feels hot, but your voice feels calm because you know you've screamed so many times and nobody ever listened then. Because watching white America wake up right now is doing something ugly to my spirit. You see 2 white people get killed by ICE and suddenly everybody's shaking. Suddenly it's terrifying. Suddenly this could happen to any of us. Suddenly it's protest plans and urgency and rage and how do we organize? And I'm sitting here like, now y'all see it. Now you feel it in your chest. Now it's a crisis. But when it was black and brown people, it was quiet. When it was immigrants who didn't speak English, it was about paperwork. When it was trans women, it was jokes and silence and, oh, I don't know enough to speak on that. When it was poor people, it was about policy. When it was us, it was never enough to move y'all. And I hate that I can clock the exact moment that this became real to y'all. The second body on the ground could have been your cousin, your coworker, and your reflection. And we've been begging y'all to look. We've been screaming. We've been warning. We've been organizing with no money, no coverage, no safety, no sympathy. We've been saying this machine eats people and nobody cared until it started chewing on whiteness. And the part that nobody wants to say out loud is that some of y'all are not activated. You're just scared. And that fear made you loud in a way that justice never could. So yeah, come on, come fight, because we need y'all. But don't come up in here acting like you just discovered fire. Don't come rewriting history like you weren't absent while everybody else was bleeding. Don't come leading movements that you ignored until the cost was personal. Because some of us never had the option to wait until it felt close. We were born close, raised close. We learned how to survive close. And now some of y'all are asking for a roadmap, a toolkit, a strategy session. And I want y'all ass to sit in your grief first. I want you to sit in the shame. I want you to sit in the realization that your empathy had a gate and that bitch was painted white as fuck. Let it fuck with you. Let it disrupt your sleep. Let it ruin your comfort. Because this moment is not just about what happened to them. It's about what didn't happen for everybody else. It's about the times and the names that you didn't learn, the fight that you skipped, the warning that you ignored. Just know that we see you. We see who just showed up. We see who's been here. We see who only cared when that blade got close to your throat. And if it makes you uncomfortable, good. Sit there. Don't rush past it. Because that discomfort is the cost of you being late to the revolution. Welcome. But just know, I'm not going to be nice because you finally get it. Karen, Kenny, Trevor, get in the game and play by the rules of the people who have already been working.
Yes.
Let me ask a question. How do you get to this country and have this much money to start a store and buy houses for $500,000?
$500,000? Where's that?
The house on Crossroads that you were trying to buy for $500,000.
On Crest?
Crossridge, that you put an offer in for $500,000.
Oh, well, then we'll finance you.
I'm trying to ask.
Hey. Be nice.
No.
What's going on?
I'm trying to ask.
Yeah.
How are you getting in here
but
and doing whatever the fuck you want?
Who? Stop.
I'm just asking, how come white people can't fill a shopping cart, but these come in our country?
I'm surprised I didn't see this video until today. I must have been busy over the last couple of days mending my broken heart over my bears and my bills. But this is Michael Todora, and he has a history of doing things like this. Now I want you guys to take a look at something. He said, let me ask you a question. Now take a look at this kind, gentle queen. Walk up to him with a smile on her face. And he took this positive energy from her and turned that into vile, hateful bullshit. She didn't do anything to this guy, but his goal was to be hateful, cruel, and racist. They feel emboldened because they have a fellow racist in charge. Well, he's not going to protect you guys. And did you notice he asked her about a house that she put an offer on? He knew her situation going into the store. People think his wife gave him this information because she's a real estate agent. She denies it, and she also says she left him. A lot of people disagree because they say they saw them in church together recently. The whole concept of someone working hard and financing a home is foreign to this fucking idiot. He said white people can't fill a shopping cart, but these monkeys come into our country and they do it. I can fill my shopping cart, I guess you're less of a man. Just because you're not man enough to provide for your wife and kids, it doesn't mean other people aren't hardworking Americans. People, when I see shit like this, I'm filled with rage. Just like any of you who have a moral compass. Now, Michael reached out to her and asked her if she could take the video down because him and his family are getting threats. She agreed to, but I'm resurrecting this shit. This lady responded kindly and deleted the video and recommended that he get some help. Now, they went back and forth a little bit, but he's the one playing the victim. He even asked her, what did I do to offend you so badly? Are you fucking serious? Dude, you're lucky you didn't get curb stomped. Would you have gone up to a black man and said this shit? I don't think so. He wants people to show him mercy. I say, keep your foot on the neck. These racists feel more emboldened than ever. And we aren't playing that shit. Your cruelty will be checked. This nice lady is scared now. She's living in fear because of this racist asshole. And we need to make him feel just as uncomfortable. This piece of shit went up to an innocent lady, called her monkey and the N-word in public. They feel really comfortable. Do it again, bro. See what happens.
This can't be real life. What the hell did I just watch?
I've also announced a permanent pause on third world migration, including from hellholes like Afghanistan, Haiti, Somalia, and many other countries.
Listen. Fuck you guys. But listen.
Why can't we have some people from Norway, Sweden, just a few? Let us have a few. From Denmark, do you mind sending us a few people? Send us some nice people, do you mind? But we always take people from Somalia, places that are a disaster, right? Filthy, dirty, disgusting, ridden with crime. The only thing they're good at is going after ships.
If you are making excuses or telling me that I'm taking that out of context, you are also fucking racist. That wasn't immigration policy. What he just said is, we don't want black people or brown people here anymore. He literally said he wants people from Norway, Sweden, and Denmark, all white as hell. And you people keep on acting like, oh, that's not what he meant. Fucking stop. He said it with his whole chest. He said these people are dirty, disgusting, and filthy. He reduced black and brown human beings to trash. And you're telling me that's not racism? Use your eyes and ears. This is them deciding whose skin color is worthy, who's clean enough, who's good enough, who belongs, and who should we keep out. They're not fucking hiding it, but what pisses me off more is all the fucking people clapping. Do you guys have that much hate in your hearts? This is the same old racist playbook that America has been using. Whiteness equals good people, and everyone else, you're a problem, you're a threat. I'm sick of this shit. I'm sick of people making excuses for racist assholes just because we like their policies. If you didn't hear racism in that clip, that says more about you than me. No, they brought it here.
They brought it here.
What else? What about yellow fever?
Everything they brought it here.
All the Europeans brought.
Even smallpox?
Yes.
Tuberculosis, all of them.
Tuberculosis.
They brought. That's why they keep giving Africans vaccine so that they will not get polio and other. They brought it here because we Africans, we like.
We're very resilient.
Yes, Africa was very rich, so we normally rely on herbs. So there was no way.
We rely on what?
Herbs.
What is herbs?
Natural
herbs.
Herbs, yeah.
So we normally rely on the natural herbs here. But they came in with their fake medicines and their fake sickness. So the white man named Africa the white man's grave site. Oh, yeah.
I don't blame white people. I don't blame white people. I don't blame white people.
Black Americans, sometimes I see Black Americans defending United States under my video, but I'm not really sure they are real Black Americans. It could be a robot account with Black people's picture on it, such like this one. But in case some Black Americans has been brainwashed by the education system to believe they are Americans, I just want to point out something, not trying to offend you. You are still second-class citizens in the United States till today, 2026. None of the crucial resource is controlled by Black family in the United States. All the crucial resource in the United States is controlled by white families. So Black Americans, till today, you guys are still second-class citizens in that country. You may say we have movie stars, we have superstar singer, we have celebrities, but those are not a crucial resource to a country. So sometimes I see these Black Americans defending the United States. It just makes me feel like either they are deeply brainwashed or they have been losing their mind. And sometimes I see some Asian American defending the United States. I don't even want to talk to you guys. You guys are not even third-class citizens in that country.
Trump posted a photo of the Obamas as apes. Your motherfucking mama a monkey, nigga. That's why the loose skin under your chin look like a Thanksgiving turkey. Gobble, gobble, neck ass, nigga. Sucking on Bubba dick on Epstein Island. And that's why your mail order wife, flop-umentary, got a 10% on Rotten Tomatoes. You motherfuckers is untalented, unattractive, and unintelligent. And hey, let's keep it a buck. If you ever got my fucking face talk about it, it's just politics. People are entitled to their opinion. You don't really think every Republican is a racist, do you? I do. Yes, I do. I literally do. Because even if you're not posting black people as monkeys, the fact that you okay with it for a fiscal or a religious reason means you have no concern for my humanity. They're not the only racists, but they're a guarantee. And all of this shit is a grand design. In the new Epstein files, Epstein sends Peter Thiel an email excited about Brexit. He says, Brexit, this is just the beginning. Peter Thiel says, of what? Epstein is like a return to tribalism, the end of globalization. It's easier to buy something on its way to collapse than it is to find the next bargain. That shit just gave me chills. This is a clearly defined, orchestrated plan to push us into race-based, nationalist infight. Epstein literally laid this plan out to the founder of Palantir, the spy tech AI company powering ICE. They got all the ICE contracts. They're making crazy bread off of racism and fear, doing exactly as they plan, make us hate each other so they can profit from the collapse of society. And as far as the monkey image, I don't think enough people know that eugenics was a widely accepted science. It was basically the science of racism. They used false experiments to more or less show that Africans were closer to primates on the timeline of evolution and that Europeans were a more evolved, intelligent species. That's what Trump is doing with this image. And that nigga is an ape, though. He sees it to this shit. It's like he's smart for an ape. But on a larger level, it's a global plan to incite conflict and profit from the chaos. And I feel like falling for it. I want to smack a motherfucker.
You know, it's very funny when people fantasize about going abroad, especially Africans. I'm from Africa, so let me talk about Africans. Listen, if you are going in for an American visa, probably $3,000. If you are not even lucky, they will take that money and they will never refund the money to you. Many people have actually tried once, twice, thrice. So imagine paying $3,000 for like 3 times, not for getting your pocket money, not for getting like where you will stay, the money that you're supposed to even get to look for a place place to stay, your all the expenses that actually comes with you traveling abroad. That money can easily be invested here. There are tons of businesses in Africa that you can invest in. Just talk to the right people. There are so many businesses that you can invest that money and it will multiply in folds for you. But so many Africans fantasize about going to America, Europe and all that. They go and they regret. But the thing is, they've sold everything that they have or they had in Africa and they went to America with it. So now, no matter the situation, they are supposed to be there, work for so many years, waste a lot of their years working their ass off to get something, come back to Africa and perhaps put up something. But I'm telling you, if that money that they spent in going to America, if they spent that same money here or invested that money here, I'm telling you, that money would have multiplied. And whatever that they wanted to do in life or in Africa, they could have done it. This is one of the saddest situations that many people don't know and they just fantasize about. I don't know whether it's through the movies or whatever that they see, then they say, hey, I'm going to America, I'm going to UK, I'm going to... Listen, you are warring yourself as an African if you think that way. So please, for me, this is what I will say. Don't ever think that abroad is better than Africa. Why is it that we have a lot of white people coming here to invest? They are here. So many of them are here. Why don't you ask yourself that question? They are here. In Africa, I all the time say that the only thing you need is money to invest. If you have the money and you have the right business ideas, you are good. Thank you so much for watching.